Hello, Divas, and welcome to another episode of Dialogues with Grace. Today, we're going to be looking at a topic that is a follow on from a topic we dealt with previously. And previously, we had dealt with the topic why men find you unattractive. Certain character traits that you put out that make you come across as unattractive to a man, even though you see yourself as physically beautiful, but there are certain traits that you put out that men find unattractive. Well, today we are going to talk about how to actually attract a high value man. What are the character traits of a high value woman that would attract a high value man? Because if we're saying what makes you unattractive, we also have to follow on with what makes you attractive. Because sometimes we wonder why you look at a man and he's all kinds of fine, let's not kid ourselves, and then you look at his partner and to you she may come across as average. And I've heard that saying, that why is it that very attractive men end up with average looking women? And the simple answer is, when it comes to a life partner, a high value man looks beyond looks. He's looking at, what are you bringing to the table? And when I say that, I mean, what are you going to be adding to his life? What is it about you that makes him look better as a human being? What about you makes him come across as somebody that his peers need to respect? Because the woman that a man marries says a lot about that man. Okay? So let's delve into it, Divas. What are the things, or what are the characteristics in a woman that attracts a high value woman? So I'm going to title it The Characteristics of a High Value Woman, because a high value woman can only attract a high value man. And even if she somehow attracts a man that's not high value, she is wise enough to see the traits and keep it moving real fast. It's not that, every man has to be high value, because some people prefer to settle for less, or some people are not looking for certain values in a man. But if you are looking to settle down with a man that is of high value, then there's certain things that high value man will look for in a woman. So I have got 10 characteristics on my list that depicts a high value woman, and which high value men find very attractive. And some of these things we have covered in previous topics, so I guess this is just further reiterating those characteristics. Okay, Divas? Now, as we go along, as you know, I always come with notes, so I'm often looking down just to reference my notes. So if you see me looking down, it's just to reference my notes and just to ensure that I'm covering all the points and that I don't miss any, because a lot of work and effort went into getting these points, and I don't want to miss any of those, because I do not want to do you a disservice by coming with substandard information. So yes, we're going to delve into it, my divas. And the goal is to have people on the, I'm going to say show, for lack of a better word, because I don't know what else to call it, who come and we have a debate about these topics. But in the meantime, I'm going to debate with you. And the way you put your opinions across is by commenting in the comment box as to whether you agree with my points or not. You know, whether you have a different opinion, let's hear it. Put it in the comment box below. At the end of the day, we're here to learn from each other. I am not the be all end all. This is simply my opinion, what I think is the characteristics. And if you beg to differ, by all means, put your points in the comment box below and we'll talk about it like civilized adults that we are. Okay, my divas? So let's go through my list of characteristics of a high value woman that also attracts a high value man. Okay, divas? So the first thing on my list, again, which we've spoken about before, which is very obvious and which we're not going to dwell too much on because, like I said, we've covered in previous topics, is confidence. A woman who has self-worth. She knows her worth. She knows who she is and whose she is. See, she's self-assured without being arrogant. She oozes confidence. When she walks into a room, she calls the attention of the people in the room without even trying, just by walking in and being herself. A man who is a high value man finds this kind of characteristics, this confidence in a woman, not arrogance, confidence rather, they find it very, very attractive. Because a strong alpha male who is of high value does not want a woman who's a weakling beside him. He wants a woman who is also self-assured, who is a go-getter, who knows what she's doing. She has self-worth. She knows who she is, what she's about. She has goals in place, and so on and so forth. And when she enters a room, she commands attention. So that's the first thing on my list. Confidence. Confidence is very, very, very attractive. It makes people wonder, who is that girl? Who is that woman? There's something about her. So ladies, if you want to be attractive, if you want to come across as attractive to a high value man, you need to work on your confidence. You really need to work on your confidence and build yourself up. So if you want to come across as attractive, or if you want a high value man to find you attractive, it's very important for you to work on your self-confidence, because a high value man wants an equally confident woman beside him. He doesn't want a weakling beside him. He wants a woman that commands value and respect as soon as she walks into a room. So that is the first thing on my list, and that is confidence. The second thing on my list, divas, is independence. High value men are looking for women who are independent. And this is similar to confidence, you know, because you need to be confident in order to be independent. Someone who has their own goals, their own interests, you know, in life, not totally dependent on a man. They're going out and they're getting their own. That in itself is very attractive. A man doesn't want a woman that's going to be a leech, a woman that's going to be completely dependent on him, who cannot do anything unless she asks the man for money. A woman who can't do anything without the assistance of the man or without his say-so. That's very unattractive. That shows me that you're not independent, you're not self-assured, you don't know who you are. You have no self-worth. So very important, divas. You need to be independent. You need to have your own goals. You need to have your own interests. Your life cannot revolve solely around your man. You need to have your own ambitions in life, and you need to pursue them. You need to pursue those ambitions in life, not just waiting on your man and thinking, oh, until he comes out and gives you money, you want to buy ordinary underwear. You're waiting for your man. Come on now, divas. What's that? You know, you're bigger and better than that. You should not have to wait for any man in order to buy little things. You should have something that you're doing. Okay, divas? So it's very, very important for you as a high value woman looking to attract a high value man, to have something that you are doing, to have your own goals, ambitions in life that you're pursuing. Okay, divas, on to the next. The third thing on my list is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is extremely important because we need to be emotionally aware. You need to be there emotionally for your partner. You need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to be able to pick up signals, when somebody's going through stuff. You need to be sensitive, because sensitivity is part of being emotionally intelligent. You can't just open your mouth and vomit all kinds of nonsense without being aware of the impact of your words on other people. This is where emotional intelligence comes in. Thinking of the impact, being cautious, processing your words before delivery. Very important, divas. Guard your mouth. Think before you speak. Put yourself in the position of that person. How would you feel if you were going through what they're going through and someone said what you said to them? Would it encourage them? Would it lift them up? Or would it make them feel worse than they were originally? Emotional intelligence is very important, divas. Work on building your emotional intelligence if you want to attract a high value man. Shikena. Number 4 on my list is ambition. High value women are ambitious. They have their own goals, they have their own aspirations in life, and they're go-getters. They're not dependent on any man. They're not saying, I just want to be married and have children, and my husband should look after me and the children. No. That's not going to work. Because at the point that man will get fed up of you, you become a leech. You will become a leech. Why do you think that statistics show that men who cheat the most, men are wired differently by nature, but the majority of the men who cheat they either cheat when their wives are expecting, or a lot of the ones who have wives who are housewives and do nothing, they go out and cheat because they are no longer, inspired by the woman. They no longer find her attractive because they see her day in, day out, just being lackluster. She's just there, same old, no ambition, no drive to, pursue her own, ambitions. That's not attractive to a man. So when you're like that, the man starts to look elsewhere because he's looking for that chase. You're no longer a challenge for him. So he's looking for somebody who is a challenge so that he can chase, because men are natural hunters. They are created to hunt. That's how God created them. So if they don't find you challenging, there is no desire to chase. You're no longer a challenge. What are they chasing? You see what I mean? So having your own ambition, your own goals in life, having drive, being self-assured, knowing who you are, that is going to encourage the man to go out and, that's going to encourage the man. That's going to challenge the man to keep on chasing you, because you're a babe, boss chick who goes out and she gets hers. All right, divas? So strong ambition, very important. To have a strong ambition is very important. Number 5 on my list, which I'm not going to dwell on too much, is kindness. We all know when you're kind, compassionate towards your significant other, that's a great virtue of a high value woman. If you're not kind and you can't be asked, when the man is ill or he's going through stuff, you're not there for him, but you want him to be there for you. That's unattractive. They see the other side of you. They can see that this person may be beautiful on the outside, but on the inside they're very ugly because they don't have that compassion. They don't have that kindness. They're not caring. They're not nurturing in nature. Women are created as nurturers, so with nurturing comes kindness. So if you don't exude these qualities, then you're not attractive. Men don't find you attractive, to be quite honest. You know, they might find you might attract them with your good looks, but after a while they'll see you beyond that, and they're no longer attracted by your good looks because there's so many other good looking women out there. So it has to be more than that. It has to be more than your looks. Kindness goes a long way. Kindness absolutely goes a long way. Let's learn to be kind, divas. If you want to attract that high value man, you need to be a high value woman. And like I said, one of the traits of a high value woman is somebody who can show kindness. So work on your kindness, ladies. I know some of us have been through a hard time. We've been through a hard life. You know, we've been through the school of hard knocks, and we've been through things in life that have shaped us and changed who we are. But you can work on yourself. You can change. You can become that kind, soft-natured woman again. Yes, it can be done. Just like you changed and you forced yourself to become hard, you can also work on yourself and bring back that soft, nurturing, kind person that God created you to be. There are ways around it, divas. All right, my darlings, on to the next. The next thing on my list is strong communication skills. Strong communication skills. Knowing how to communicate in a relationship. Knowing how to communicate generally. Because if you want a high valued man and you can't communicate, that means he can't take you out. He can't show you off to his friends and colleagues. Because when they invite you to, I don't know, an after work event and he introduces you to his colleagues, you don't know how to communicate. You can't hold a conversation. You're not knowledgeable in any area, in any way, shape or form. They're talking about politics, you don't know. Current affairs, they're talking, whatever they're, you know, even the state of the nation or whatever. You're none the wiser. So you need to be clued up. You know, listen to the news, just be relevant, stay on top of things, you know. I know that sometimes, because even me, sometimes I've completely, like for weeks, I don't listen to the news and they're talking about it and I'm like, huh? What? How did I miss that one? So I'm going, you know, I'm researching, I'm looking for this information because I don't want to be left behind. I want to be able to, you know, add my own, you know, piece of information when colleagues or friends are discussing a particular topic. I want to be able to contribute. I can't deal with not being able to contribute. It's very important. By opening your mouth, people can already tell the kind of person you are. What comes out of your mouth says a lot about who you are. So work on your communication skills, divas. Know how to talk to people. Know how to address people. Learn how to process your words in your head before you release it out. Because words are like eggs. Once they drop, you can't scoop them back. You said what you said and that's it. Even though you may not have meant it the way it came out, but people on the receiving end have received it exactly how it came out. So it's very important to learn communication skills. Don't be aggressive in the way you communicate, you know. Think, don't rush. Stop to think before you give a response in any conversation. All right, divas, on to the next. The next thing on my list is integrity and honesty, divas. Integrity and honesty. Do you know what? For me, in every human being, one of the things that matters to me the most is integrity. You know, being a man or woman of your words. When you say, I'm going to do this, you do it. And you stick to it. Even when you're talking to your kids, when you promise your kids something, you stick to it. You do as you say. You don't promise, oh, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then when your kids remind, oh, daddy, you said you're going to do, and you say, okay, next time, I'm too busy, you know. The time will come when your kids will stop trusting you. Because if you don't have integrity, then why should anyone trust you? That means you're not honest. Integrity and honesty, they go together. It means that when you say your yay is yay. Your yay does not become nay. You say you're going to do something, you do it. You don't dilly-dally. You don't change your mind last minute. And even if you must, for whatever reason, and it better be a damn good reason, you're communicating this as you go along. And the person that you have promised something to would understand why there might be a delay in terms of, say you gave them a particular date. Oh, I'm going to do it by this time, this, that, and the other date. And then something comes up and you can't. You need to be communicating that to the person at the receiving end so that they know that this man is a man of his worth. This woman is a woman of their words. They don't change. They don't dilly-dally. If they say they're going to be there at this time, they're there at this time. They don't say they're going to arrive at 2 p.m. and they don't show up until 4. That is also part of being having integrity. You know, all this African time nonsense. No. What is bad is bad. If you agree to get to an event at 4 p.m., don't show up at 7 p.m. And I'm speaking to myself as well. As much as I try, I'm still, a work in progress. But the first thing is identifying that issue and then working on it. So if you know that you don't have integrity, look at the areas where you're struggling and start to work on those areas. If you promise people you're going to do something, stick to it. If for whatever reason it has become impossible for you to do it, or there might be a delay in you achieving or accomplishing what you have promised, then you need to be communicating that back to the person so that they're aware that you have encountered some blockers that might prevent you from delivering or that might delay your delivery date of those things. Integrity and honesty is very important. And don't lie. When you lie, people cannot trust you. Integrity, honesty, they go hand in hand. Be a woman of your word. Do not dilly-dally. If a man says, oh, I'm taking you for lunch or I'm taking you for dinner, be ready by 7, I'll pick you up at 7. He gets to your house at 7 and you haven't even started your makeup. That says a lot about you, divas. So it's little things like this. It's little things like this. Let's work on it. Let's ensure we have our integrity intact and we're honest. We're not liars. All right, divas? On to the next. Number 8 on my list of characteristics of a high-value woman is that she is supportive. She supports her spouse or her significant other in every way, shape, or form. She's there. When things are hard, she lifts them up. And they do the same for her. Because it's a two-way street. A high-value woman that's trying to attract a high-value man, you need to be able to support that man because we all go through challenging periods. So if your man is going through his challenging period, say you're in a courtship, you just started dating someone or you're courting someone and, they go through a rough patch and you're already complaining. You're already complaining, I can't deal with this. What's this? I haven't married you. You're making me suffer. I thought you'd be looking after me. Look at you. You can't even provide for me. What kind of man are you? Why then should such a man hang around and, waste his time with you, knowing fully well that you're not going to be there with him in difficult times? It's very important, divas. Be supportive. If you want that same man to support you, you need to be able to support him in return. You can't just be taking and taking and taking and not give anything back in return. It doesn't work that way. And vice versa. If you're with a man that's just taking and taking and taking and not giving anything back, then maybe you need to reevaluate. Yeah. If you're not already married to the man, then maybe it's time to take a walk and look for somebody, who's on the same page as you. All right, divas, I'm not going to dwell too much on that. I'm going to move on to the next now. So on to the next. The ninth thing on my list is self-respect. Self-respect. You need to respect yourself. It's very, very, very important. Self-respect goes a long way. You need to set boundaries that nobody can cross. And even you can't cross it. If you set no boundaries and everybody that comes into your life can just do it as they please, that means that you yourself, you don't respect yourself. You have no value. You place no value on yourself. You're not worth anything to yourself. If you respect yourself, there's certain things that you will not tolerate from anyone. There are certain boundaries that nobody can cross. Not because you're arrogant or you're difficult. It's just that you value yourself and you respect yourself. If you respect yourself, you will not sit there and let a man you're dating slap you, talk down at you, disrespect you. No. If you respect yourself, in fact, the way you carry yourself when you respect yourself, the man wouldn't dare. Because he would have seen those traits that this woman right here is a high value, strong and independent woman with a nurturing and soft side. The fact that she has this soft side does not mean she's a walkover. Does not mean I can talk to her anyhow. Does not mean I can talk down at her. I have to respect this one. Otherwise, she'll kick me to the curb. What are you exuding? What are you exuding? Are you exuding self-worth, or are you exuding, I'm so mousy, I have no self-worth, you can do as you please with me, you can smack, you can walk all over me and trash all over me, it doesn't matter, as long as you say sorry afterwards. Really? Girl, bye. Bye-bye. This is not going to help you get a high value man. No high value man is going to be attracted to a Mickey Mouse of a woman that cannot stand up, you know, and be counted, knowing who they are and whose they are. I keep saying who they are and whose they are, but I know you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. Self-respect is very, very, very important. Why should I respect you if you don't respect yourself? And if you respect yourself, you will respect others. Do you get it? If you respect yourself, you respect others. If you don't respect yourself, then everybody else is fair game, really, isn't it? And if you don't respect yourself, others won't respect you either. It's a two-way street. So divas, I think it's very important for you to assess who you are, respect yourself, and put it out there that you respect yourself. Present yourself in such a way that you're respected. You wear, you know, and I'm not bashing, you know, and that's not a topic for today, but I just feel like what we put out is what we receive. If you go out with everything spilling out and then you walk past and somebody smacks your bum and all that, I mean, how dare they? But I just feel like put things in place that will prevent that, even, you know, that would, the person will think twice. Even if they're that way inclined and they want to, they'll look at you and think, no, I don't think I can do that with this person. Do you see what I mean? What we put out is very important. How we present ourselves is very important if we want people to respect us. All right, divas? So self-respect is very, very important. Let us work on ourselves, knowing who we are, whose we are, and then building our self-confidence and setting boundaries that nobody can cross, because we respect ourselves and therefore others have to respect us back. All right, divas, on to the next. Number 10 on my list, divas, is health and wellness. A woman who prioritizes her health and her well-being, again, is going to be very attractive to a high-value man, because guess what? It shows. It shows in the way you present yourself. You know, they take you out on a date and you just gulp everything down, blah, 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 you know. It shows on, you know, what you order. Someone's taking you out on a meal, first date, and you're ordering, I don't know, chicken satay. That thing is so sticky, sticks to the fingers, or big fat burger. Sweetheart. And I know some people are going to beg to differ on this one. Put your comments below, because there's some people who say, oh, you're being fake, you're being, if that's how you feel, put your comments below. I would actually like to see what you think of this. When a man takes you out on a first date and you're ordering all these things that, you know, you have to eat with your hands, for example, you know, like chicken satay that's very sticky, or big fat burger, you know, and it's kind of messy. Whereas you could order something that you can, you know, eat with your cutlery, and it's nice and not messy. Because all these things say a lot about who you are. And then when you get more comfortable with that person, then you can take it a step further and you can order things that you can dissect with your hands, you know. But to be honest, somebody who is very conscious of their health where the way they carry themselves, the certain things they do, they would avoid eating certain things, they would avoid doing certain things, you know, because they're very much interested on living a healthy lifestyle. And that says a lot about who you are. Again, it says that I respect my body, I respect who I am, I therefore have chosen to protect this body of mine. For me, the way I see it, and that's because I'm a Christian, and I'm not saying I'm the healthiest person, no way. You know, I still eat junk and all that. I'm still working, but I know that I have a long way to go. I know that there's work to be done, but there's certain things I won't do because I say to myself, this, my body, is the temple, is a temple of God. So I want to treat it as such. So there's certain junk that I cannot put into it. And even if I do every now and then, I need to control that. You're right. I need to control that because I know the impact of what I'm putting into my body. I know what impact it has on my body. And I know that also it's important to exercise, for example. I like to look good. And, you know, so because I like to look good, I'm always conscious of, you know, putting on too much. And I do put on weight. I do. But my thing is, I am not buying another. It cannot go above my size. If I feel that my clothes are starting to get slightly snug, I know it's time to lose weight. I mean, everyone's different. For me, I feel it in my knees, number one. I will start to feel it in my knees. And that's an indication that, girl, you're piling on the weight. You need to lose it. So then I know that I need to be more active. You know, I used to walk quite a lot. I used to walk 4 miles a day. Of brisk walking just to stay in shape. I haven't been able to do that lately, and so because I'm not as active, then I am also very conscious of what I put inside me in terms of what I eat, because I know that I'm not as active. So it's very, very important to present ourselves in such a way that we look and feel good, right? And people can see, because when you look good and feel good, you're oozing confidence, right? So when you value yourself, right, and you value your well-being, you're going to take effort, you're going to take steps and take the necessary steps to ensure that you're eating right, you know, you're sleeping right, you're drinking enough water, you're exercising, or even if you're not exercising, you're moving around as much as you can, you know, just to ensure that you're staying fit. You're not just eating and eating and being a couch potato and then expecting that you're going to slay each time you step out, because your clothes are not going to fit you. And then you have to go a size up and a size up and a size up. Number one, you're wasting money because you have to keep replenishing your clothes. That's not to say that you can only buy clothes when you put on weight. No, of course not. But my point here is, for me, again, it's all down to self-respect and valuing who you are. I mean, there are times when you're just not in the mood and you just want to have, you know, things might happen. You might be down or whatever, and you want to console yourself with, for example, a big tub of ice cream, and you decide that big giant tub of Häagen-Dazs you must finish to make yourself feel better. By all means, do so if it's going to make you feel better. But don't make it an everyday thing whereby every day you're slugging down a whole tub of, you know, strawberry cheesecake Häagen-Dazs. Oh, I love it so much. Mwah. You know, and you're just gobbing that down each time. No, you have to be very aware of the impact of what you put inside you. What impact does that have on your well-being, on your health, on your image? If you're somebody who likes to look good, you know, who's as vain as I am, then, you know, it's going to be something that you value, and you're going to work, you know, to ensure that, you know, you always look good, you're putting your best face, your best foot, your best everything forward. And anything that's going to prevent that happening, you're not allowing it. You're nipping it in the bud. All right, my divas. So I'm not going to dwell too much on that, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we all have shortcomings, and we're all a work in progress. I'm not in any way, shape or form, you know, the person that is, you know, knows everything, or that I'm perfect in all these things. As I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. I'm learning as well. I'm reiterating certain things to myself that, okay, Grace, see, you're supposed to be doing this, that, and the other. You're not doing this. Okay, you're doing this, but you need to work on that area. So, you know, like I always say, we're here to build each other up, divas. We're here to help each other. We're here to build each other up as women. And also, if you want, you know, and as the topic of today's topic is, if you want to attract a high value man, a man that's going to make you proud, a man that's going to respect you for who you are, a man that is going to support you in achieving those dreams that you have, you know, a great man, a high value man, an alpha male that's going to be there for you and your children, that's going to support your family, that's going to be the head of your home, then, you know, you need to do certain things to help you attract that kind of man into your life. And starting off with these 10 things that I've spoken about today, you know, I think that's a good start. It would help you, you know, present yourself in a certain way that would attract a certain kind of people. Also, this is a bonus one. If you want to attract a high valued man, then you need to present yourself, you need to be in a place where high valued men are. You know, you're not going to pick up a high value man, you know, by just going to the clubs every Saturday night and, you know, getting drunk and making a fool of yourself, you know, you're just acting a fool, and just every night you're just going there getting drunk, you know, showing up as somebody who does not value themselves. You can't be asked, you know. I mean, it's the bitter truth. If you are, you know, you lack self-control every time you go out, you see the food, you see the drinks, and you have no self-control, you have to keep gobbling the glasses down, there might be a man that has spotted you and he really likes you and he's a high value man, and then he sees you just gobbling everything down, getting drunk and, you know, just pissed out of your head. That says a lot about you, and he's going to retrieve, he's going to say, no way, I thought she was, you know, but look at her now. So, you know, I say be self-aware, be mindful at all times of your actions. I'm not saying be rigid and not have fun, absolutely not, but I don't believe that you have to get drunk to have fun. Not me anyway. I mean, I'm one that loves music. I love music. I have a nickname that they call me. I can't translate it in English, so it doesn't make sense to even say it. But when I hear music, I'm happy. I start dancing. And sometimes when I just have to control myself. I have to control myself because I will proper dance like I'm a stepper, if I dare say so myself. I love to dance. So, but there's a time and place for everything, you know. So I might, but I'll just control myself, you know. Especially if you're on a date with somebody for the first time, you don't just want to let loose. Let them get to know the real you first, okay? Let them get to understand what you're about. And then, once you're comfortable with each other, then you can let loose a bit more. All right, divas, that's enough for today. I feel like I'm talking too much, but I hope you found today's video useful. If there's certain points that I've given that you maybe disagree with, or you agree with it but you have something to add, then please by all means feel free to leave your comments in the comment box below. Let us learn from one another. Each one of us is supposed to reach one, so let us help build ourselves up. Especially let us older ones give our nuggets of advice to our younger sisters coming up and teach them, you know, certain things that they might not know. You know, let's guide them by, you know, being an example. So if you've had some experiences or that you've learned from, please leave it in the comment box below, because somebody out there needs to see these things. Like I said, the goal is to have people on the panel that I can talk to, that I can talk with. We can have dialogue, you know, together, different opinions, you know, because like I always say, I don't know everything. I'm learning myself, you know. We never stop learning, you know. The day we stop learning is the day we die. We never stop learning, we never stop growing. So and no knowledge is lost. So that's just the way I see it. So yes, please put your comments down below, my divas. All right, divas, so on that note, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you've you know, come this far, I really do appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you rocking with me. Yeah, thank you so much. Until next time, stay absolutely fabulous, stay wonderful. Remember, Jesus loves you, and I, your girl, your Grace, your ace, your friend, your sister, your auntie, I love you too. See you next time. Bye bye.